We open on an apartment. A caramel-skinned, dark-haired woman shuts her computer. She sighs. She takes off. She has a name tag. She takes it off. She puts it down to the side. It says Cassie Lopez, interpreter. She puts her fingers out and tries to conjure something. You don't know what she's trying to conjure, but it looks like it. She's looking very, very strongly at her fingers, trying to make something happen, and nothing does. She sighs and she says, "Where are you?" Each of you has received a message from Cassie. You all arrive your various ways, whether by train, whether by plane, whether by some sort of magic. Who do we see as Yarrow starts getting closer to Cassie's apartment?
Yarrow does not like flights. They're too high, they're unbalanced. Her people are a people of the earth who said that in the Denebahane we came from 3 worlds below the world that we live in now. And maybe it's just the autism, but quite frankly, planes are suffocating and she does not like to be in a tube billions of feet in the sky with strangers. As she steps off the plane, we see an aesthetic that could be called cottagecore. She's wearing a light yellow dress covered in flowers. Her hair is braided, dark brown, almost like it is a brioche loaf or some fancy sourdough. Her face is light brown. Her dark brown eyes are darting around. She's looking for her exit. Yes, okay, I'm at the right station. I got off right. I'm not going to end up somewhere. One hand is holding a suitcase where a very elderly raccoon is also balancing. She's also looking around. She's wearing a vest that says emotional support animal. And in her other hand, she's holding a foiled over gluten-free blueberry pie. All right, she was down here.
There is one child who just has been staring at Sunny the entire flight and continues to as you deboard. What kind of small treat? Like, usually we joke Werthers, but what kind of small treat would she carry?
The small treat that Yarrow carries, especially for curious children and elders alike, are these little green pots? Is pots the word? No. Hard candy. They're not Werthers, but they're close enough. They are solidified Yanabati creams, and she sees this child and, oh, just a moment, dear, and she reaches into her pocket, one of her dresses, because of course it has pockets. Here. She offers some candies.
And Sine looks at the child and says, "Just make sure you don't choke on it."
Sunny, don't scare them. It's not like they can understand you anyway. I imagine the child is like you're chittering, just
yeah. The child had accepted the candy, yelps, and walks away. And he was staring at me the whole trip.
Have you considered that you are very beautiful?
It's interesting, DC is a land of people from a lot of different nations all coming together with democratic ideals, hopefully. And you see that many people of the supernatural world also consider DC a place to come together and discuss various things. You see a short man in a green jacket and wiry red hair speaking to another creature with beautiful bark skin and a absolute mane of red leaves, clearly making some sort of supernatural deal going on as you walk down the street to get to Cassie's place. Thane, who do we see as you jog all the way from Virginia to get here?
That is right. Thane walks and jogs everywhere because Thane knows you don't make others serve you, and you should not do any damage to the earth because you're a steward of it. So he walks, he jogs, he runs. He only accepts offered help. So you see Thane showing up. Listen, just because he does it all the time doesn't mean it doesn't take a bodily toll. So he's probably looking a little worse for wear. He's probably a little exhausted walking from Virginia to D.C., although they are neighbors and they kiss, is still a trek. So he's probably sweated through the white shirt a bit here. He's probably fanning it out, going through his bag, trying to see if he has a new one, trying to make sure he remains, decent looking, not obstructing anyone's view. But he does arrive with tattered shoes, just looking a little disheveled, trying to get himself put together before he visits this person.
As you are making your way down the streets, you see everybody else, every other mortal's eyes just slip from one side of this building to the next side of it. But inside, a multi-limbed, maybe tentacles, you might say, creature beckons you in, seeing your tattered state. And should you accept, you will experience a short spa-cation, resulting in a fresh hairdo and nice clothes and a sensible pair of shoes.
I think Thane is going to pull out his large book of rules to see if this is the kind of thing he should accept. Is this vain, or is this maintaining good public appearance? Is this something where he is forcing someone to serve him, or is this something where a person out of the goodness of their heart sees someone in need and wants to help? Is it okay to be a person in need? And he's just getting lost in the weeds of everything here, and he looks up.
This feminine, multi-limbed entity wearing a strawberry apron musically laughs in a way that sounds like bubbles under the ocean and just yanks you in.
When she makes contact with me, can I use psychometry?
Uh-huh. So
Thane has a gift where he can learn about a person, place, thing, or event just by touch. And when this tentacled woman reaches out and touches, and by proxy they're just kind of linking fingers here, I would like to learn if her intentions are selfless.
Her intentions are very selfless. You see multiple lifetimes of this small moving spa with these creatures that show up in times of need for people of greatness to help them along their way when they go on long journeys that leave them bedraggled and they have to show up somewhere looking their best. She somehow knows, and she's there.
Yeah, Thane takes a moment to remember that the philosophers, prophets, guides, spiritual leaders of old all accepted help when they needed it. So he allows this to happen and lets him get spruced up by this supernatural tentacled lady.
You are almost spit out the door at the end of it, looking shiny and new, almost running into a galloping unicorn, essentially, that just kind of brushes past you and goes on its way.
The big city always has so many fascinating things. Okay, we don't have those things where I come from. It's okay. He pulls out a little notebook and jots down accepted help with a little check mark next to it.
Ruhan, how do you arrive and what do people see?
Ruhan's not like most demigods because he's survived and yet not survived certain things. So I think what happens is dotted around the entire planet are these caves. They're the kind of caves that your parents tell you never to go in, no matter how old the cave is and no matter how new your parents are. There's just something about them, right? They're often poisonous, if we're being honest. And I think here, Turtle Island, North America, probably these caves are guarded by owls at this part of the little temperate continental forest that we have. He walks into one cave, in southern Ontario, and walks out of another, closer to where he's supposed to be. Obviously, this kind of thing doesn't work in big cities, so you gotta walk in, but it's as simple as that. He walks into a cave no one should enter, guarded by birds that tend to, make everyone afraid. And then he walks out of a cave just like it somewhere else.
Interestingly, because it is DC, there is actually a cave in one of the public areas. It is under a mound of moss hidden in one of the gardens, and you come out and the owls hoot and you blink your eyes and you are there.
I wander straight off. I don't look left and right unless I'm crossing a sidewalk or a street. And I'm keeping my head down. In general, I'm like, it's almost like I'm just another person wandering. No one will recognize me, I hope. Because, of course, who recognizes the people that you're not supposed to recognize until.
As you pass, you do see 3 owls congregate at one apartment, but you know that right now that is not your job to worry about, and so you do not go check the Death app.
This is a new city. I don't think I've been in D.C. Once before. I think I'm going to try and pierce the veil of this place.
Okay.
I'm going to roll 2d6 plus judgment to peer beyond the veneer of mortality. My judgment is a 2. And I rolled doubles.
Nice.
And I rolled 6s.
Perfect.
So that's a 14.
That is a 14. On a 10 plus, you can ask 3 questions.
What's happened to this place recently? The city?
The place is darker and hazier than you expect, as if some light that is generally there is missing. You can see pockets of dark clouds, sometimes around people's heads, sometimes coming out of manhole covers, sometimes floating out of areas of lawmaking. There has been a loss here. And per your conversation with Cassie, you know that part of this loss is the disappearance of the god of democracy. But it is visible to you.
When did democracy go missing?
It's been a little while. You can tell based on how much this gloom has spread that democracy has been waning for a while. There are almost psychic scorch marks on the pavement in some places, as if great fights have been fought to protect the world from good and evil. And it is clear to you that democracy in this its hometown has had to fight many fights. But a recent fight, maybe in the last couple months, has it lost.
Who is responsible for the nature of DC right now? Or, I suppose I could ask, what?
You look towards the Capitol, towards the White House rather, known often as this beacon of freedom of the free world, quote unquote, to many people. And you see, as you pierce the veil, you see the color changes a little bit depending on how what you view the color of this to be, but it's like a deep red or a deep green. And you see, is it in the sky? Is it sitting on the White House, like the roof? You see someone that you know instinctively. It's the god of fascism. And you see, as you look around, you begin to see just different signs of how fascism starts crawling into a place and devouring it from the inside. You begin to see the signals of like nationalism, of a nostalgia, this idea that there is a certain way to be. You see that there is a lack of freedom, as if the entire area is under a chain link ceiling.
Instinctively, he pulls his vest, his waistcoat around him, and then tightens up the buttons on the jacket that replaces it. Everything is slightly darker in color. There's a lot more blue in the air. That unhealthy, unnatural blue. Because that's the color he sees. Cassie, what the hell have you gotten us into?
Lavie, you arrive weirdly well rested from that nap that your godparent demanded you take. How do you arrive?
With a traveling motorcycle club who are already on their way to DC for some kind of event. The kinds of people who maybe the reason why they have these mechanical contraptions of speed and thrill, the metal like between their thighs, just giving them that invigoration that they desperately needed in the time of their youth. But now they're older and they decided to do something with their lives to help others. Lavie has found someone new who just joined this motorcycle club, and they're on their way to an important court case involving something of someone needing a little bit more like rigmarole, a little bit of encouragement of, yeah, you're doing the right thing, we will keep you safe on your way there, but we're gonna go so fast, and we're gonna the speed limit is a suggestion, let's just be honest here.
So I love that this is the way that you arrived, because as I was thinking, this is your herald speaking, as I was thinking of populating the world with many denizens of the supernatural variety, one of the things that I had thought of was in fact a traveling motorcycle club of Bigfoots, including OG Bigfoot, including Sasquatch, the Yeti, skunk ape, many others. And now that happens to be the motorcycle club that you are on. You have joined this moving, this caravan that is heading towards the city to in the more supernatural court to actually hold a meeting about the preservation of the Bigfoots. They are the Bigfoots, not the Big Feet.
I would like to roll awe to sway someone.
Okay, who are you swaying?
It's a combination of listening to the way that all of these supernaturals talk to each other and the way that they want to preserve their communities. But then it's also the comparison of the way that Lavie, who is probably one of the most still mortally connected of someone touched or mantled by divinity, and who is truly riding that fence between the two different worlds. I would like to roll to sway for Lavie to see if maybe Lavie can convince them to possibly reach out to another demigod or some kind of divinity or someone who has a mortal presence to help them.
Okay.
Because they might be mistrustful of mortals who have been doing some kind of harm to their environment, but there are ones out there who will want to help them.
Okay, so you want to present that you may know a mortal who may be able to help them.
Yes.
And you're trying to convince them of that.
2d6s?
Yes.
I have a +1 in awe. It's gonna be a 8 total.
Okay. They hear your offer. Who are you offering to connect them with?
The offer is that they have to find a middleman. I can find them the end result. I know a mortal who can help them, but they have to find the middleman. The mortal that I'm offering to them is someone that Lavie knows through social media. It is actually the one who who wants to free climb the redwood. His name is Trenton. He is a lovely trans man who is finding what masculinity means to him through doing these very masculine oriented things. His entire wardrobe is nothing but flannel and tank tops that seem to be a little bit too fitted in areas. But he's a very sweet man who is learning about himself, but finding himself in nature, and is learning to appreciate nature of what it means to be a human, but be a man finally. But Trenton is someone that Lavie has helped through many an adventurous ordeal. The first time Trenton learned how to use a chainsaw, because thought that maybe going into the logging industry was going to be for him, Lavie was there to help him lift the chainsaw. For the first time that Trenton wanted to try to learn how to drive, Lavie was there holding his hand, but also had a proverbial foot on the clutch, just in case. Or had a hand on the emergency brake. Trenton is someone that Lavie knew in humanity to be a good person, and knows in divinity that there is a good aspect to him that is waiting to blossom.
The price that they demand is that you reach out to this man who has, as one of his first manly tasks, thought about joining the logging community. And the price that they demand is that he spend some time understanding sustainability and conservation. So as long as you're willing to have that conversation with him and he is willing to take those steps, then they are willing to accept his help by finding a middleman.
Yeah, and Lavie will accept it. And basically start out the process, but Lavie's also going to be honest of I want to help y'all, and I want to give you my homeboy's contact info, and I'll tell him to do some little bit more self-searching, but I gotta go find a gal about some democracy going missing. But it's been sweet and it's been a nice ride. I'll see you guys on the open road again, hopefully. But if you ever want to go skydiving and learn how to fly, call me.
The Bigfoot skydiving. That'll be a sight.
You know they say when pigs fly, you got some piggies on your feet. And Lavie will leave.
Opportunity, please tell me what it looks like as you arrive.
Well, similarly, I'm not taking a plane. Mostly because that's just kind of boring, and it was way more fun for me to hitch a ride with this touring rock group that just so happened to be passing through this city. And so I arrive in this huge tour van that is like all like kind of banged up. Like this was a school bus that was bought from like some kind of trash heap and then like redone up as like the coolest tour van they could possibly get, right? Because there's so much room for partying on the inside. And so they've spray painted the school bus to be black with like flames along the side, and like just like skulls and bones and like very like not like realistic detail, but very almost like childish aesthetic, like on purpose, right, to kind of give it a just kind of like a kind of a fun, weird, grim kind of look to it. And I think the name plastered on the side, which they got a professional like spray painter to do it, and it just says the Bird Watchers.
So it is funny enough that you call it the Bird Watchers, because they're all actually afraid of heights, and they need you to install an antenna on the roof of the bus so that they can get better radio signal, and you go up there to do that for them, and you discover that on top of this black spray painted van with all of the crossbows and the Bird Watchers written on it, you discover there is a literal nest of fairies. And these fairies they have slicked back mohawks, black hair, crazy. You know that fairies are glittery, but this is an insane amount of glitter. They're all wearing black with chains. They're all little. They're all like the size of your palm, but they have stolen nose rings and chains from chain wallets and stuff like that, and they're all dressed to the nines, and they are literally the groupies of this band that the band does not know exists.
Aw, well guys, I get up there and I go, yo, oh guys, what are you doing up here?
Oh man, we're traveling with the band!
Yeah, all right. Opportunity right now looks, they've got like shaved sides with locks coming down with beads in the color of the Bird Watchers like whole deal, and wearing like a merch shirt with like torn off sleeves, and same baggy jeans as before, but now they're like distressed and like ripped, with like a chain wallet.
And some of these fairies, they take off their plur bracelets, the peace, love, unity, I forget what the R stands for, bracelets, and they want to trade with you, but they discover that the only thing that is the right size are some of the beads in your locks, and so they trade beads with you for their little bracelets.
Hell yeah. And I think they're so small. They're like, their little beads are so small that I basically just use them like rings, and I slide them over my fingers. Hey, you all want to come in?
Oh my god, we're gonna meet the band! They all scream.
Yeah. No, you could totally meet the band. Big problem, can't see you. But, I can get you their autograph.
They scream too loud for Discord to pick up.
Yo, yeah.
Just
Hold
as
on,
an
I got
example.
something. I got something they can write on. Let's see. Is there anything in their nest that I could like take for the band to sign?
Yeah, they stole a teenager's wallet.
Hell yeah.
It has someone's high school ID in it, and some tokens to a nearby arcade.
Dope. Is there a receipt in there?
There is a Hot Topic receipt in there, yes.
Perfect. I take the receipt and I go, hey, can you hold me real quick? And without waiting, assuming that they are just going to do what I say, and of course they do, because I'm #blessed, I just lean backwards off the side of the bus, so for them to grab my leg so I don't fall off, and I'm just going to knock on the side window of the bus.
Yo, how's it going? Is it connected?
Yeah, almost there. Can you all sign this? And I just hand him the receipt.
You drop off this signature with the fairies, and they're having a party. They're rocking out to the bird watchers up there.
Yeah, let's go. I do have to set up this antenna though, guys, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna mess with this. Just, hey, party all you guys want. Actually, I'm not gonna say you don't. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not your dad. And I'm just gonna set up the antenna.
You hear one of the fairies say to another one, "But if he was our dad, that'd be rockin'."
Dude, I'm probably someone's dad.
Happy not a Monday, everyone. It's me, your producer, Grant, and I'm here in the first third of the episode to tell you about shows that are cool, good, and healthy for you, according to the real Surgeon General. Not the one they have right now. They wouldn't dare. Starting with our pals over at Unbalanced Encounters.
Fantasy Western! That's what we're doing for the new arc of Unbalanced Encounters, the only show that dares to ask, what if Dimension 20 was yeehaw as hell? If you're new to the show, all you need to know is that every episode will have you sobbing from laughter, the drama, or when I come to your house and break your knee. Go check out the Misfortunate Four. We got disaster, cowgirl heiresses, trickle-down generational trauma, nepo baby witches, and plenty of moose. Episodes run about 90 minutes and are highly polished by a team of mages working around the clock in our secret studio deep beneath the Appalachian Mountains. And if they complain, we simply break their knees. So head on over to unbalancedencounters.com or find Unbalanced Encounters wherever pods are casted.
Been really loving the new season over at Unbalanced Encounters, and they've been kind enough to hype us up for a bit of their run as well. Deeply honored to have a show that we respect, are friends with, and have frequently stolen from to be hyping us up. So in turn, we hype them up. Go tell them Game Master Monday sent you. You're going to have a good time regardless. Next, our friends over at 5 GMs in a Trench Coat.
Hey campers, have you heard of Season 5 of 5 GMs in a Trench Coat from Inside the Tent? You haven't? Well, let us tell you about it.
A nice, green, natural regional park. This is Hidden Falls Regional Park. For our purposes, in our world, it's a bit larger than it actually is. It is the summer of 1983, and it is all of your first time getting to stay at Hidden Falls.
We promise it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a story of 3 childhood friends going across the Americas in 1987 using Kids on Bikes 2nd edition.
Yeah, because in my dream, I told you guys that I sleep pantsless.
No, yeah, that's
Why would
that's
you say
funny,
that?
yeah.
So grab a blanket, make some coffee, and get ready for September 15th.
It's almost blurring your vision, and you hear your blood rushing again. And then you open your eyes, and you're sneaking out of the cabin at night with Amanda and Zeke. And you open your eyes, and you're anchoring in tug of war, and you open your eyes, and you're back in the bathroom.
September 15th, wherever you get your podcasts.
We're about 2 months and 9 episodes deep into the new 5GM season, and I'm going to just be straight up, it's my favorite 5GM season so far. If you like quirky 80s comedies or slasher films or deep introspective stories about friendship and the things we do for those we care about, then I cannot recommend From Inside the Tent, the current 5GM season, any more than I already have. I guess I could try a little more. It's really fucking good, and the guest stars are stacked, and I'm not just saying that because I know one of them really well. Thank you all for listening so far. I will bring you back to the action. Let's go back to American Demigods.
You all arrive at the same time, but what you notice as you are coming to this apartment building is there is a dark, ominous cloud above this apartment building, and as you all get closer, you see what you might call a hydra. 5 long necks reach up into dragonistic faces with long, elongated snouts. They open their mouths and you just see rows of teeth. They are like a teal, blue, green mix all the way down. Just scales upon scales. They have giant flippers that press against the ground and push them up. They're look a little aquatic. They stand there towering, blocking your way, and from behind them comes another creature, equally large in size, the face of a man, the body of a lion, the talons and the wings of an eagle, and snapping like an angry cat behind the tail of a scorpion. Yarrow, what are 5 things that are on your to-do list?
Well, I'll figure out what happened to democracy. That's pretty important. Give her this pie because I hope she's still around to get it. Not get eaten by a hydra or one of its many heads, and maybe get Grandma home and give her arthritis medications, and also live. I would like to live very much, please.
Live for today. Live for tomorrow. Live for next week. Live for next year. Outlive these fuckers.
This hydra, as it's reaching into your mind to decide what to throw at you, huffs in frustration and then sends a blast of taxes and rent and gas bills and grocery lists, and all of you are just you feeling so many things that the only thing that you can end up feeling is burnout. Next to that hydra, the manticore opens his mouth and his teeth, they don't look right, and he hisses out the exhaustion that overcomes you from this manticore. And my friends, we are going to enter into combat with burnout and exhaustion.
Lavie is a pretty chill, live in the moment dude. He is just kind of existing and then walking up to this apartment and seeing these creatures trying to root around in the brains of divinity and trying to be a dick, and she's not about that life. And so from one hand, like, just dropping from the sleeve of this like oversized sweatshirt, like quite literally dropping out of the sleeve into the hand, is this ever extending greatsword that just gets shoved over one shoulder, and Lavie contemplates it and it's like, that means I have to get up close. I don't feel like doing that right now. And then from the hood of the sweatshirt pulls out this giant lance instead that is like about the same size and length and sharpness of a javelin, that seems to vibrate as soon as Lavie like smacks it through the air, as if to spin it up their arm and grab it with both. The sword that was once on the shoulder now disappeared and combined with the javelin instead. It has this vibration to it of it's a heartbeat, but it's an irregular heartbeat. It's the kind of heartbeat that if you're at the doctor's office and you're sitting on that table and the doctor's like, your heart's beating really fast. Are you nervous? And you're just like, no, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm having fun. And it's that just pulsating every single time. And it matches Lavie's internal heartbeat right now.
First of all, you are starting a fight, so please take a thread. And then please go ahead and smite your enemies. Who are you smiting first?
I think exhaustion. I've already taken a nap. I don't need another one.
So you're going to roll 2d6 plus prowess.
2d6 plus 2. Oh, that's doubles. I got 2 4s, which is 8 plus 2 is 10.
Awesome. So first, for doubles, you take another thread. How many threads do you have now?
Currently 3.
You have 3 threads. Okay. And then you can choose 3 from the list below. Your enemy does not have something for you to disarm, it looks like. So you can exchange harm, protect yourself, crush them, gain an advantageous position, make an opening, or take something from your enemy.
I'm going to crush them, take something from my enemy, and then make an advantageous opening.
Are you gaining an advantageous position or making an opening?
Making an opening.
Making an opening, so +1 to the next ally who smites that enemy. All right, so how much harm do you do?
4. If you have an epic weapon, melee for up close or range for thrown objects, anything you pick up will deal 4 harm. I have 2 epic weapons.
Yes, exactly. It is 5 harm, which is amazing. And it's going to give you 3 harm back. Do you have any armor?
I don't have any armor I am wearing, and I don't wear a shield.
Okay, very good. So you take 3 harm for that. So basically, how does this look like as you go in with your lance sword?
I think it's the quick assessment of like, do I want to get up close? Fuck it, we're gonna get up close and personal. We're gonna become friends. And it's going to be that Lavie kind of just implants this like really long lance into the ground, vaults up, and then comes down on top of it to where Lavie is trying to basically just impale part of it and pin it to the ground so then others can pass by. But it turns into Lavie gets caught in the lashing of the tail that they didn't realize, that because they know what a manticore is. They know what a hydra is in concept, but they've never fought one before. But it's fun to have first experiences. It's okay if you get a little bit beat up and bitten and stabbed.
Where did you hit? Like a paw or just like the chest?
Oh, I'm going straight for the shoulder.
Okay, so you go for the shoulder, and so then the manticore, exhaustion, lashes out, its tail comes forward and hits you with the scorpion tail, dealing 3 damage.
Coming out of nowhere, Ruhan's like takes a spring step forward and leaps towards the manticore. And I'm also going to smite. This is with a +1 because I'm going to take advantage of that opening.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Lavie. With that +1, that would be an 8.
An 8.
But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. My prowess may be a 0, but I've got whirlwind. I don't need to use prowess. I'm going to use judgment instead, which brings it up to a 10. I can use judgment instead of prowess to smite my enemies, but it's going to incur some collateral damage, and I cannot select the protect myself option.
That gives you a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So choose 3 from the list.
I smile a little bit because I'm frustrated. It's been a very frustrating day in the death field. And I leap onto its back, roll over, and then just smack my foot directly into its tail and then through its tail until it severs. And then I just roll off, pick up the tail, and hold it out in front of me like it's a weapon of itself.
As you go to pick it up, you get clawed on the back of your neck for 2 by its claws. For 2 harm.
Notably, there's no blood coming out of these wounds.
Thane, who's just kind of like in the vicinity, is not much of a fighter by any means, but he sure is a helper. So I'd like to provide aid to one of the upcoming combatants. I'm kind of doing this blind, but I also have the gift or the move of Trusted Advisor, which gives me a +1 on provide aid rolls. A 9. Oh. I'm gonna give a +1, and I'm just, I'm watching the other 2 clearly equipped for the situation. I have wandered into this, and I know that these are creatures that have done ill and done wrong, so instead of engaging and interfering in what is clearly happening, I turn, I'll say I turn to opportunity, as I recognize this being as part of the fabric of everything I've seen in the world, thinking if anyone's going to have an avenue into what they do next, it'll probably be this one. So I provide aid.
The way I imagine the scene playing out, these monsters appear over the apartment horizon. Yarrow's just standing there, suitcase, raccoon, pie in hand. Oh no, I am not suited for this. Amazing fighters come in, synchronized, perfect in their movements, cutting this monster apart, taking injuries. She looks down, sees her pie. I'm going to bend fate and just bend away from the monster, hiding her face, holding the pie out and hoping that maybe she can calm down one of the heads just by giving it a bite of food. Maybe it's just hungry.
All right. Absolutely. Go ahead and bend fate for me.
Roll my big nasty d6s. I rolled double 6s!
Nice! All right. So, you get a thread. Each of them gets a thread whenever they roll doubles. And those threads, they know the different ways that they can spend them, or they can use it for advancements. So on a 10+, you choose 2 boons and 1 bane.
For that bane, I'm definitely going to get stunned for a few moments. Much in the way that an overexcited animal will dig into whether it be a trash can or a carcass. This Hydra head is going to get too excited and throw me into the side of a building, stunning me for a bit.
Okay.
But the blessing that it is going to be gained is I'm going to give this to Ruhan. I will give you health. I will recharge you there. The scent from the pie is so intoxicating and delightful and homey and safe.
And then you can inflict harm. If you want, you can inflict 1 harm, ignoring armor, on the Hydra by calming down and putting to sleep one of the heads.
Exactly. Sleepy time meets. It has such a good meal, it wants to lay down.
All right. So that is 1 harm to the Hydra, ignoring armor.
Having just arrived here on this bus with all these rock stars or indie rock group, whatever level of popularity they are, and seeing this issue, I'm going to try to convince them to
I do have one suggestion because I realized one thing is with the whirlwind that Ruhan used causes collateral damage. So what that could have been is people on the sides, except your band, you could convince your band to lure all those people away from where rocks come crashing down.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, cool.
So you would use awe. You would roll awe.
Yes. Okay.
And you have a +1 to awe.
Yeah. That is a 10.
Perfect. So to explain a little bit about what happens. So, Lavie came in with their lance, shoving it into the shoulder of the manticore, piercing through its just natural armor, piercing it to the ground, and gets hit by the scorpion tail. Ruhan, coming in, sees that the scorpion tail is really much a problem and takes a leap, lands on the manticore, and shoves a foot through the tail. As the tail comes off, it begins swaying back and forth and knocks over a entire there's like just a wall there that is a decorative wall, and it knocks it over. That wall is coming down upon a crowd of people who just happen to be eating at this cafe. But Opportunity and his bandmates come out, and he yells out, "The bird watchers are here!" And with that cry and that awe, everyone's like, whether they've heard of the bird watchers or not, they realize they need a signature. They all come out of the cafe as the wall topples over where they were just once sitting.
Does Lavie recognize Ruhan? Being someone who has had a near-death experience. Did Ruhan actually say Lavie's name whenever he entered into the fray?
You know what? He didn't until just as, the truck comes by, gets all those people away. He does look at you and say, "Thanks."
Oh, it's nothing but a thing. You got any more of those tricks you can use? Because I have an idea.
All they do is just flip around the stinger of the tail and say, "Well, I got a new weapon I'm anxious to try."
Do you want to try to cut its head off with me?
Which one?
This one. And basically, shoves, is basically pulling out the blade from the manticore.
I'll go for the eyes. And then leaps off from the broken piece of tail that was left behind. This poor thing. I feel sorry for it. And moves to jump onto its face with its stinger.
Fantastic. I gain a thread for explaining a battle strategy.
Perfect.
With divine might. It is described that in the book, that I cannot, whip around a tank by its cannon, but I do have, strength to me.
Okay.
Is it possible that if I succeed my smite my enemies roll, that Lavie could drag this basically weapon that is impaled in the shoulder across? Yes. I want to go shoulder to shoulder on this thing, trying to decapitate it.
Yes.
Or at least trying to immobilize it. Because if you cut off those tendons, it can't attack anybody else.
Okay.
So that's what I'm aiming for here.
Okay.
And if I succeed and I'm able to, I want to give Ruhan, that forward again for whatever move you would like to do in the collaboration attempt.
Makes sense.
Which is why I wanted to make sure. That is gonna be a 11, actually.
You're going to exchange harm. You are going to make an opening. I would say take something from your enemy, which is their life.
Does that count?
Yes.
Fantastic.
As he kind of distracts the manticore by going for the eyes with the stinger, and it kind of is more swiping randomly, you are able to cut through this manticore shoulder to shoulder, and you take just 1 harm.
That's what happens when you've got a weight on your shoulder.
I got a big old goose egg on my head. That's how I'm dealing with the Hydra and an empty pie tin.
Although, even though you are stunned, Sunny is not.
She's a raccoon, of course she's gonna bite it. She's absolutely gonna bite it.
I think in Thane's mind, there's a justification here, a reason to engage in violence. These are things that can create sloth in humanity. These are things that can create apathy and lead down a road to destruction. So I'd like to justify using my ability of one shot, which is I can attack someone immoral at any time and I can treat a 6 on smite my enemies as a 7 or a 9 result.
How are you going to smite?
Well, the only way that a person who is obsessed with things being fair and earning their keep can. I'm gonna throw the book at him. Very much so with the logic of like, there's a bug flying at me, so I'm gonna grab whatever's nearby and swat at it. So I'm just kind of like raising this book up like high above my head, ready to bring it down, Cain and Abel style.
So what happens is that one of those Hydra heads eats that pie and just kind of collapses. The other 4 Hydra heads look at it. What is it doing? They look back, and they all go. One goes for opportunity, one goes for Thane, and one goes for Yarrow. And the one that goes for Thane just takes this giant book that he's been carrying around and just smacks it on the head, doing 1 harm and knocking it out.
I pick my book back up and I look at the others and I go, I'm not normally one for this sort of thing, but we were in danger.
Yarrow, please roll me prowess for your raccoon to engage the enemy.
Alright, that's 1 + 1. 5.
5! Oh boy, okay.
I don't know.
I have a concussion.
Sunny Yazzie sees the head coming for you and goes to dive and like take a hit, but just kind of mistimes it and goes sailing as the Hydra comes in and takes a chomp of your stunned body, and you take 2 harm.
Everything's great. This is going just fine.
I think for the head that's chasing after Opportunity, Opportunity is looking at a bunch of people that they don't know, fight a big thing that it doesn't know. And when this big head starts like chasing after them, I think there is just like the kind of the instinct to go, what the fuck? And start running and go, I don't know what this is! I didn't do anything, leave me alone! And I'm going to just kind of run in the direction of like a light pole to try to get its head to, not actively trying to do this, but there happens to be a light pole here. And I'm going to try to bend fate to try to get its head to run into a light post.
Oh, you do have a +2, absolutely. Do the bend fate.
Yeah. 6 plus 3 plus 2 is an 11.
Awesome. Choose 2 boons and 1 bane.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with heal 1 harm. Inflict 1 harm.
Okay.
I'm gonna give someone else Fate's Favor, and I'm gonna give it to. I guess between the 2 people cutting it to ribbons, which of you wants? Which one of you wants Fate's Favor?
Give it to Ruhan.
Okay, I give it to Ruhan. And then the Bane that I'm going to do is, let's say something bad finds me.
Something bad finds you?
Yeah, why not? It hits its head on a light post that I run by as I'm running away from it. I'm #blessed. Things just happen for me. I'm running away and it hits its head on a light post as it tries to chase me.
As it goes to hit you, it just ends up hitting the light pole instead so hard it knocks itself out. This is again going to distract it enough to give Fate's Favor to Ruhan, and something bad finds you. And that brings it back around.
You know what? It's not like I can die anymore, which is a morbid thought, and that does get me a thread, but we'll talk about it later. He's going to, you provided the distraction, but this time he's going to put his arm back and fling this stinger directly into one of the Hydra's faces, because again, you don't want to chop it off, so why not poison and impale it? I have Fortune's Favor. I also have a +1 from the last time around.
Yes, you do.
It's going to roll 3d6 and take the top 2, which are 2 6s.
Nice. Take another thread.
And that brings me up to 5 threads, so I'm going to take an advancement sooner or later. But that's not important right now. What's important right now is that Ruhan tosses this stinger like a javelin directly at the eyes of one of the Hydra's heads. Whatever is still standing. I think there's still 2 waving their heads about. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to do it with prowess this time around.
Okay.
Because why not? I was never going to be a whirlwind for the second time in a row.
Okay.
Which means that I'm still going to choose 3, because of course I will. In this occasion, I'm going to exchange harm once more.
Okay.
I'll take some harm. They'll take whatever that stinger does. I will protect myself, and I will crush them.
Awesome. So, protecting yourself means that you only get 1 harm. Crushing them means that you do a second harm. So you toss it like a javelin and it takes one of the heads out. The remaining head goes ahead and bites, but it kind of half bites. It doesn't get as good. So there is just 1 head left up.
Ruhan holds up the arm with the teeth of the head that is still holding on to it up. If you don't mind, got 1 more for you.
All right. This is getting a little old. This isn't fun anymore. Hey, auntie, uncle, can you give me a hand, maybe? And I'm gonna use my Ascendance move. Grandmaster, like a chess master, every aspect and strategy of the battlefield unfolds before you, and you reveal the plan you had the whole time. You turn the tide of battle and win the day. Describe how.
And what that Ascendance move, because something else was coming towards you, because something bad was finding. And if something bad finds opportunity right now, all 5 of you are there. So something bad finds all of you. So survival instinct whispers in your ear and tells you a dragon of apathy has seen what is happening and is diving down from the sound that you heard was a roar from the sky, and the dragon of apathy is diving straight for you, and you take your blades and you swing them around like it's a double-bladed sword, and in one go with the blade side you take out the last Hydra head, but as it is the last Hydra head and you cut straight into the body, it ends that. You have smartly waited until all of the other heads were downed to take out the last head, and it is not able to split. And then you look up at the upcoming dragon and you throw that lance. That lance that you said was shaped like a javelin, you throw it straight for the heart of this incoming dragon of mossy green and black scaling. And this dragon just comes straight, falling down to your feet and clatters there. Would you like to become obsessed with preparedness, reduce your max harm to 6 boxes, move harm penalty to 3 harm, reduce your lowest attribute by 1, or takes fate's disfavor to sway mortals?
I'm gonna become obsessed with preparedness.
Okay. So what has happened as you've taken this ascendance move, you have taken on more of your godly form. You are 1 step removed from mortaldom. 3 steps removed, you go into godhood. These 3 monsters lie at your feet. The monsters of apathy and burnout and exhaustion. 3 things that stop us from being able to fulfill our role in democracy lie at your feet. Cassie bursts through the doors, now free from where she was contained. And they sign it. What are the names of the band?
Okay, I accidentally almost gave the actual band member names of the band, the Birdwatchers, who are a bunch of friends of mine. I don't think they'd be upset about that.
We're gonna basically it's Captain Jack Sparrow, and then the Chickadee. The Chickadee Kid.
Oh, they're all named after birds.
And I can't think of 2 more bird names. There's Owl Boy.
Raven.
Yeah, there's just Raven. And they all
I love
sign
Owl
it.
Boy. Can Owl Boy be the bassist?
Yes.
Owlboy has such basis energy, Jesus Christ.
Owl Boy, I love him.